HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And shout out our Facebook group, Hip Hop Discussion Group, HHDG. Tuning in as always. And everyone else out there that's tuning in exclusively through our YouTube channel, HHDG Media. Before we get into our two guests for tonight, as always, you can go check out our website, as you can see on the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com. Latest music, as well as our merch. The weather's getting cool now, like we were just briefly talking about. Time to get those hoodies. Any events that we have coming up, we put them up on the website as well. And as always, every week, there's an abundance of new music coming out all the time. Just this week, Ransom dropped an album. Milano and Big Ghost dropped something. Chung, coming out of Montreal, dropped the album. Nicholas Craven production and Mike Schaub on there. Every week there's an abundance of music for us to listen and support. So I don't even utter the words of hip hop is, or there's nothing but trash coming out. There's something for everyone out there, and we might not have the outlets like we used to through the radio, having a diverse music being played, but there's plenty of shows streaming that you can listen to weekly. Now, as far as having an acquired taste, these two that we're about to have on the show, one coming from Brentwood, Long Island, to Cleaver, is definitely showing, a diverse way of expressing himself, having talk about how he likes to release EPs. Some people have reasons for how they release full-length EPs and stuff like that. I want to dive into that a little bit. And also, the family of people, the 6 degrees of separation from some of the other artists that he's affiliated with that I've recently been put on to, and then finding out, how much they're interconnected. And through the Cleaver, I found out about Skip the Kid, repping Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And, the two of them working together for their new EP, Jules Infinite, definitely opened my eyes to find out more about the two of them. And they sound like the type of music that, I want to hear more of. So with that being said, I would like to introduce the Cleaver. Peace.
What up, what up? What's up, family?
How you doing?
Good, man. Chilling.
Good. And Skip the Kid.
Yo, thanks for having me.
How you doing tonight?
Good. Yourself?
Doing good.
Let's go.
Cool. Got that Wu-Tang on right there.
Yes,
yeah.
That's my home borough.
Okay.
Cool. So normally I'd like to ask tell us a little bit about yourself, but before we go into telling you about yourself, tell the listeners how the two of you connected.
Through Twitter. I reached out to him first. I knew about his work. I was a fan. And he was one of the first that I reached out to and actually messed with me. So I appreciated that. It was probably early on. It was probably maybe, I don't know if it was after I dropped Skip Chronicles or right after Music Saved Me with Know It All. It was right around that. Either maybe might have been in between that. So right around there.
Yeah, because I think I know that Jules was really the first one to bless your tracks, and
Yeah.
he's a monster. His work ethic is
Shout out
incredible.
Jules
So
Clay.
shout out Jules Clay, shout out Buffalo.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know that he laced Skip's first project, and like he said, I think it was before the Music Saved Me drop, I think, and I just jumped on board. He had that sound that goes well with me, so. He sent me some beat packs. At the time I was kind of busy, but I told him that just give me my time to construct the way that I do. I don't like to rush my stuff at all ever. And no matter how, and I know the climates, people just want to bang shit out. Not only the artists, because they got to stay like in people's ears, but the consuming of the music is built in that fashion now. So, but I told him what it was, and we made some magic together. I was left alone to construct what I wanted to do. He didn't really bother me, and that's it. We just dropped what we dropped.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was through the internet, through Twitter. To me, it has the best hip hop community.
Sorry about that. It looked like a
little lag.
issue. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Speaking on the way music is consumed, I mean, once you find your lane, it doesn't really matter how often you putting out projects. It's more of being relevant in how you release it. I mean, it could be a track here, a track there, and then
Yeah,
an EP or an album. But once you find that core group of people that listen to your music, it's more of a matter of how it expands from there. Them playing it around the people that they know, and then just taking advantage of social media and sharing it.
definitely spreading the word like that, like
Hmm.
you said. Hmm.
Now, for you, Skip, you were talking about earlier, Jules being one of your first that you worked with.
The first, yep.
Okay.
He was the first to comment on my beat videos that I posted when I started.
Hmm.
And it was crickets early on, and I was not the greatest early on either. My timing was horrible. I mean, I had just started at age 39. I just bought the MPC one like 6 months prior. And actually, I had a relationship with Jules, just BSing on Twitter about Griselda and other stuff. And yeah, he hit me like right away in DMs like, I didn't know you made beats, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, I've been working for a little bit, and he's like, send me some shit. So I sent him some shit and started from there. Thank God. So I owe him a lot. He always gonna get free beats the rest of his life. He good.
Lifetime membership.
Yeah,
Facts.
right.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I think he
Shout
only
out.
getting better, and he puts out a lot of work. Shout out to Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that recently. Root for the Villain project.
Yeah,
I heard.
bad. Yep.
Hmm.
A lot of cats on there. A lot of producers. A lot of heavy hitters. That shit is dope.
Now you saying you just recently started with production, but do you have any other musical background?
Nah, no. I mean, like when I was younger, like I probably tried like piano, violin, a little bit, but I never stayed on anything.
Hmm.
Just listened my whole life. I mean, I always wanted to do this. I just never had the time or the money. And then it just came about. It was like perfect timing. I had a little bit extra cash, and a lot of close people around me pushed me to do it. And they're not even into hip hop. They're just really cool with me, and they're like, "Yeah, just do it. You deserve it." And I just put my everything into it. And I had a lot of time, so was really just perfect timing, and it's been a blessing. I'm grateful.
That's great.
Really am.
And what? How did you end up with going with the MPC as opposed to some people are strictly with the software?
I was looking and I'm trying to think what else. The 404, the Roland, I had looked at that, and but I didn't have a laptop. So at the time, I needed something that was the MPC one was everything. The DAW's in it. Like, I don't use a DAW. I just do everything. I mix it and everything in there. And so actually, when I started, I got like crappy little $70 speakers. I used to put my phone on top of the speaker, record it that way, and then to play it back in my car. People are like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "This sounds horrible," but I had to hear it back. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. But that's why I went with the MPC one, because it was just everything right there in one. And I felt like that would be the easiest way to do what I wanted, I guess. I still kind of want to get the 404 because you can plug it into the MPC one. So that's kind of maybe a Christmas gift for me, for myself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell a few beats, hopefully.
Yeah. And what about you, Cleaver? You have any musical background?
No, I don't. Not at all. Just, street experiences is what molded my style and, what I bring to the table. I wasn't even aiming for this, like, my brother, he was like my brother. That's how we came up, RO, rest his soul. He was more of the into the music and stuff like that. I was like his little brother in the background, and we used to do tapes and cassettes and stuff like that. And it's just how you grow up. Whatever harsh realities of life are hitting you, and but you're hanging around and you're in a group of people, and it's like, back in the days, they would doo-wop around the barrels of fire, but, we would be chilling in the alley, just freestyling for hours or whatever, trying to release some pain or just, get by, kill some time or whatever. And that's what kind of molded my style. Then I started writing, and then like 2005, I really started like trying to record. We had the mic dangling, with my boy Klepto. Shout out to him. We had a little unit, Lost in the Entertainment, and from there I just started, sharpening my pen and just trying to create more, than just getting on a beat and just going off and spitting, trying to express myself.
And you definitely express where you're from in your projects that I've listened to.
Dope.
People, and there's nothing wrong with letting people know where you're from, because sometimes it might shock people, where you come from.
Yeah.
Now you were mentioning around 2005, the first recordings that you did was that, I believe, with the tags on, was 2012.
With the tags on, that was another project when I had to get it's like a love and hate with the music. I've retired so many times, but then like the beats keep calling me, man. So originally, like in '05, it was just bullshitting, and then I started like really trying to craft myself. And originally I was Abdullah the Butcher, so I did 2 mixtapes. I dropped one in '07 that was called Industry Jihad. And then in '08, I dropped No Sleep. I think I might put them up on Bandcamp one of these days, just so people could hear me. That even back then I was always invested and always gave 100 on tracks, and beats and stuff like that, and with concepts and just stuff like that. With the tags on, I took a little hiatus. 2009, 2010, 11, we started recording the with the tags on, and we kept it like that raw. We were just jacking beats, me and my boy, and we kept the tags on, and that's what we named the project, and we dropped that. And since then, I've just been trying to stay as busy as I can. I dropped All Hallows Eve. That was like a concept EP in 2014. But like in '08, I changed to the Butcher, so I was the Butcher throughout this whole process. And then I started like 2018, 19. I was like, yo, I got to rebrand since Benny was taking off, and a lot of people thought that I was biting or being a wave rider or whatever.
I
And
see.
that's something that that outdistance myself is fighting somebody's style or riding a wave. Like I hate that. You know, I still live by those principles.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you want to keep it separate, so
All
there's no
original. Yeah.
confusion. Yeah.
Yep.
And that last project under the name the Butcher was
Yes, sir.
Underground
Oh
Crown.
yeah. Underground Crown. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate the support, man. That was a big thing for me. That was a big project. It means a lot to me. Man, I don't even know what to say about it, man. It's just like, like I was ready to give up at a certain point. Like in 2020, like that album was supposed to come out July 2020. I pushed it, went through some stuff in my life. My father passed away. The whole, COVID thing kind of took a mental toll too. When you're out there working and you're seeing empty streets, and it was an experience. I was gonna release it as an EP with the songs that I already had, and kind of just step back from the music. And but ironically, that's what got me through it too. Besides my family, it's definitely what got me through is music. So I decided to challenge myself, complete it, and I'm gonna be switching it over to my Cleaver page so it can be attached to that, so it's not lost in the with the streaming era or whatever. But yeah, I love that project, man. I listen to it every once in a while, because once I record my stuff, I don't go back to it for a while. I let it marinate, and then that's it. And then I go back to it. I'm like, man, like just to impress myself. I'm like, man, that came out of here.
Now let's talk about influences.
Yeah.
Aside from Mobb Deep, was anybody local in your area that influenced you?
Well, growing up, it was like, hip hop was everywhere. Like, when I was in middle school, we'd see Parrish Smith, you'd see Eric Sermon around, and see Craig Mack around, Keith
So
Murray's
dope.
from the next town over in CI. So, you always
That's
see those
crazy.
guys. Yeah, you always see them,
Oh,
I see Craig Mack at a pizzeria. I saw him at DMV like in '01, like, just crazy
Wow.
stuff like that. Like yeah. So it was always like, that was always around in the element. I remember like in like 97 when Back in Business dropped, Parrish Smith had like a house by a middle school over here. So we would just go over there as kids, knock on the door. Yo, P, let's get a poster. You sign a poster for me and stuff like that. So
dope.
that element was there. Like, yo,
That's
there's
dope.
deep roots, there's deep roots here. But as far as like solid influences, it's always been like, I'm more from anywhere, any corner from the coast to coast. It's like definitely Ghostface has been a inspiring to me and an influence. I love Bone Thugs, Outkast, Goody Mob, the message that they had. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was more than music. That you had to use this platform for something. To push everybody. Not just your area, but as a whole in the nation. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, stuff like that. UGK.
Absolutely. Mm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Love Pimp C, man. He was a genius.
And most of the artists that you're listening to, were you a big cassette fan back then?
Oh hell yeah, big cassette fan, man. I probably stopped with the cassettes maybe in like '02, '03. I finally switched over to CDs, and I lost my collection. I had a pretty decent collection, and probably like two years ago I started buying cassettes again, and but some of these prices are crazy. I look at the infamous 36 Chambers cassette, and it's like
Hmm.
crazy. The prices on it. But even the newer artists are coming out with some cassettes. So I got like some Conway on cassette. I got like
Dope.
a Todd Farris cassette. Like stuff like that. So some
Yeah.
Pounds. I don't know if anybody listens to Pounds, but I
Yep.
copped this
Yep.
cassette. So
Rochester. Yep.
yeah, Crime Apple. I got some cassettes too. So if the newer artists, I
Nice.
always support like that too. I'll get a CD and not only just stream this shit. Because I'm always
Yeah.
gonna be a fan of hip hop.
Definitely.
Hmm. That's dope. Now, what about you, Skip?
Probably everyone he named. West Coast, Ice Cube, Spice One.
Oof,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, Like people think I just listen to East Coast, but I don't. Like I like everything. It just depends. I mean, think about like 94, 95, 96. Like I grew up all through that. So all that, like I could
I
name
forgot to
names
mention Cypress
on deck.
Hill. You know,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely.
Mhm.
That's probably one of the first ones with right around like Wu-Tang Doggy Style, like between that, where that had me hooked for sure.
yeah.
Definitely. And early Mugs, crazy, yeah.
He was a
Mhm.
teenager, man. It's crazy to think that, you
Yeah,
know.
Yo, that is for sure. And look how long he's lasted and dominated.
that's
Uh-huh.
true. Yeah,
Unreal. And
I think I saw
how
something.
good he was back then. I
Yeah,
mean, he was good. That shit was dope.
I think they
Still
had that.
is.
I think they had that sound. That's what I love about Skip. They had that sound that was like only mastered by like Muggs, RZA, and Havoc. Like in the mid
Thanks, yeah.
'90s, late '90s, they had this sound, man. That's just raw. You know, it's rugged.
That's like maybe the nicest thing anybody ever said. Thanks. Man.
Nah, for real, bro. That's why
Thank you. Yeah.
That's why I love your shit.
Thank you, bro. Means a lot.
I saw something earlier today. Chuck D was talking about Cypress Hill being one of the best hip hop groups. Consistently
Definitely.
throughout the decades.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
find themselves. That's what it is, man. As you
Solid
find out,
projects.
Hmm.
you
Solid.
gotta find a niche to keep yourself relevant, and they just seem to do it through different avenues. Even some of to see some of the great MCs like Nas still out there Busy Bone is still out there like dropping 3 verses on his songs. Like
That's your
these
guy.
guys are really going off, man, and it's like inspiring, man. And it's like, yo, these guys, they're amazing to keep at it like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta give them a lot of credit because they it was smart to hip hop is always their foundation, but they use other avenues throughout other businesses to maintain themselves and keep them relevant, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, E40 has his own distillery from what I
Yeah.
remember last time I was reading. He's
Yeah.
got like a restaurant as well. So
Dabbles in a lot of
Acts
stuff.
and
Yeah.
stuff like
mm,
that. Yeah, that's what it's about, man.
mhm.
That's great things, that you couldn't imagine even just how can I imagine that, I have my own cassette, a CD, I'm waiting for a vinyl underground crown to come in, the shipment. So that's like
Mhm.
my
Crazy.
trophy, man. So, that's fucking great stuff, that they can expand on their stuff, that just you gotta find your shit. You gotta find your niche and make it last forever. So they're doing it.
Yeah. Now, aside from listening to hip hop, what other genres, are your favorites?
For me, I like a lot of oldies. I still do. I grew up on it with my parents. Um, it's probably about it. A little bit of rock, but mostly just oldies. And like it could
Mhm.
be any genre too, you know what I mean? So like 50s, 60s, 70s, I like anything from those eras I like.
Dope, dope. Yeah, well, my parents were more on they didn't speak English like that, so they had the Spanish romantics and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
what I like about the streaming era is that I can go back in time and like I love funk, so like Rick James, Parliament. I've been digging into their stuff and just stuff like that. Even the older hip hop that I missed, like the DOC's albums, like one of my favorites, and I'm glad that I was able to go back
Mhm.
and study it through the the streaming services. Oh, he's gonna whip it out. Pause,
Speaking of
man.
Pause.
Rick James.
Hey,
Oh, bitch.
classic.
Dope. Dope.
No, I gotta whip it out.
Yo, chill.
Oh, now we got a big over here, man. I'm starting my cassette collection, like I said again,
There you go.
original says Gordy Sounds on it, right at the top. So, I got all three of them. I
Official.
got Glow, I got Cold Blooded. I'm just trying to
Nice.
go through it. I got the Thriller, I got the Purple Rain over here. Like I said, I'm a cassette head, so
I don't got shit. I just got a bunch of vinyls that I sampled.
you know what I'm saying. So I got this. I just started, expanding on my collection or whatever.
Oh
Just
shit.
Hmm.
trying to get
Fire.
original.
Fire
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know, all original.
Dope.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. 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 I still haven't gotten a thing to play them yet, but I've been looking at like Bluetooth um
Yep.
Walkmans and stuff like
Walkmans,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
ask
You
you
know,
that. How do
They're
you
pretty
play
you
the
can
good.
go back.
tapes?
Yeah.
I've been digging, man. You know, I've been trying
Oh,
to find them. I'll be digging.
Wow.
So you know,
dope.
I even go to thrift stores, man. I got like this whole stack right here. I got When Disaster Strikes, Keith Murray, Enigma. You know what I'm saying? They were all like $1. The Cocoa Brothers, Method Man, Tikal 2000. I
Yeah,
came off
little
on that. I opened it up, and Tikal was inside of it too. So I'm like, oh shit, you know?
Oh wow.
dope.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
I get a lot of my vinyls from there, thrift or Goodwill.
Hmm.
yeah,
And there's
yeah.
a lot of gems. Dusty records.
Yeah,
Dusty records.
you just gotta dig, man. That's it's dope, dope shit.
A lot of stuff people probably wouldn't sample either, which I'm good with. I like it. The like odd stuff,
Like,
peculiar.
Hmm.
But when you mess with it, got a certain sound.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you
Was that not to cut you off? That was an original vinyl for Street Songs.
What's that?
No, I was talking ahead.
Uh,
oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, I saw that they remade it like a red vinyl. They released a few years back, like a couple years back. They released a red vinyl for it. So
Yeah, I think that was a record store day exclusive, if I
it's
remember
dope to
correctly.
see. It's dope to see stuff like that, and you know that's my aim when I make music. You know, God willing, it is that way that you know it's something that lasts forever. You know, maybe somebody will find it. You know, I'll be there under some crazy artist or somebody. Yo, but did you ever hear the Cleaver? And boom, you know, blow the dust off it and throw it on. You know,
yeah.
Hmm.
you know.
Yep.
Oh,
That's dope, man. Skip, when it comes to sampling, what really catches your ear when you listen to one of these older records
I don't know. I can't explain it. It's
until you play it.
yeah, and then like
Mhm.
sometimes even the way I flip it, I guess, I won't even hear how ill it is until it's done. Like sometimes like the way you hear it when you sample it and then you chop it and then you do whatever and how you do it, sometimes it'll create like certain bass lines or certain instrument, you know what I mean? Like sounds that I wasn't expecting that work perfect. So it's crazy.
Mhm.
I just go in with an open mind. I don't ever go in thinking I'm gonna sample this today. I just pick up a vinyl or on YouTube, kind of put something in and then go from there. And then what I hear, I sample it, and then I'll sample like if it's vinyl, I'll probably sample for like maybe 2 hours, depending if and YouTube's quicker, probably maybe 20 minutes.
Mhm.
And then I'll just get to work. I'll just go through them, and I might not use all of them forever. Like I still have ones I got to go back that I forgot about. I make tons of notes. Everybody looks at that notepad. It's not for. I'm not writing nothing. I'm gonna say it's just for. It's all notes and stuff. Chicken scratch to me, but stuff I'm gonna try to remember. But yeah,
Okay,
really, I just go into it kind of open mind, and whatever happens, happens. And good things have happened.
that's dope. So for Jules Infinite, give us.
You're a little lagged there. I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I was saying, give us, a glimpse of how you went in creating the track, Sharper Blade.
That sample was just like kind of like a woo feel. Like as soon as I chopped it up, like I kind of, and then the way the drums were, it was kind of faster paced, at least for me, because I probably slow BPMs, slower than that. This is probably one of the faster paced projects I've had, beat wise. Um, I remember it being. I remember it having that woo feel, but I remember it was more like I think it was like a maybe some type of orchestra or something that I sampled from, something like that. And I just
Mhm.
knew that I was gonna have more like a movie type feel, kind of, like it also gave me like a Western feel in a weird way, I guess. I don't know. Even though like Saloon Shooters, we did that, but you know what I mean, in that type of
Yeah,
way. That's probably why I like those two beats. That's probably also why I sent him those 2 beats. I did also hear him on a lot of these beats. There's some that we didn't use, but I think most of the ones I sent, he probably messed with. I think he was supposed to be on my first album, You Just Don't Understand, but he missed a cut. That's Vain Vain that he put out, the single, which is a pretty dope song. That sample's dope too. I really like that one. I really like that joint.
That's
I
actually
didn't mean to get off subject here.
no. Bane Vane is actually a hidden track on all physical copies, so I included that in there. Yeah.
Oh, dope. I didn't even take mine out the package yet. Yeah, I can't do it yet.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Now the Cleaver, I noticed 2 names that have been quite significant through your career. That's DJ Itchy Finger,
yeah,
and Tank Marley.
Tank Marley, yeah, that's my family right there. My home base for recording used to be with Itchy Finger. I've known him 20 plus years. He's a DJ from around here. You know, he used to be in a crew too called the Foot Clan, and Deadly Genesis was the rap group, and you know that's like history stuff. You know, it's like 20 years ago. And I don't know, they just veered off, separated, went all their own ways or whatever in life, and then we just got back up again in like 2014 when I wanted to come back. You know, I couldn't find a decent studio, and I was like, yo, let me holla at, you know, people as family. And we never worked together, you know. That's the odd thing, like we never worked together on music.
Wow.
But we just started locking in on that, you know, and started going through some situations, and I just switched ships, you know, started going with Cannibal Club, Tank Marley. He's been recording all my stuff from then till present. So it was like 2017 till now. And that's my home recording base, you know, Cannibal Club. Shout out to Obed too. And another one that's really with me is Space Case. You know, he does all the mixing and mastering on all my tracks. Itchy Finger did do Super Cleaver because, you know, Space Case wasn't available for it. But Space Case done Underground Crown. He did this one, Jules Infinite. And, you know, Itchy Finger fills in whenever they're not available. But Space Case gives it that little extra love and little extra his little dose to it that makes the project just that much doper. And I know that he's invested in it, you know, so that's what gets me. And also Restless Mind, you know, not only does he do beats, he does he does he does designs and stuff like that. So that's, you know, I'm grateful to have all these people in my corner, and they help me execute my vision, you know.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
Dope, man. Yeah. That's like the whole HHDG Media Inc. company. You know, we all have our different talents, and it just all comes into one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And the finished product is, you know, amazing.
Yep. Now, being Skip, that you've been doing production quite recently, tell us how you've been going in with these projects. The Soul tape, Scottie Pippen tape. What's the other one? Waiting on Rappers.
Yeah, the beat tapes was just kind of like just happened. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Just kind of really like just a thought, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And honestly, like I did all of them like with a week. Like usually the first 2 volumes was like within like a long weekend. Like I'd have 3 days off or something, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I'd just fucking go in and I got hundreds of beats, so I used some that were old or fixed some or whatever. But honestly, those are probably my favorite. People probably be pissed, but those are probably my favorite projects. Like personally, because I have all the input. You know, like a lot of times, like when I work with the rappers, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to do them. I rarely give input about, unless they ask me, I rarely give input about, you know, what they should do or whatever. I kind of want them to do them and have their imagination, unless they ask me for input. So on those projects, yeah, I loved it, to be honest. And to be honest, I'll probably do more.
Dope.
That's dope.
Thanks.
He
Yeah,
was hitting
because
them heavy
when I
too.
was
They were just like bang, 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 one after
Yeah,
another. I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I know. It's like I know some people said it was like too much, but yo, like I can't help it. Like I get in that little zone and I just get hyped.
you just gotta
And
keep
like
going.
why? So what am I gonna sit on it for? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
hell yeah.
I don't know. Like I think if it's quality, I like it. But I know people probably don't like. Not everybody's gonna like everything you do. Like that's all right. But I love it. So if I like it, I'm gonna put it out.
Word.
Yeah,
And if
there's definitely gonna be
an
more.
artist hears it, if an artist hears it, I'm pretty sure they could reach out to you how to use that
That
beat.
was my main thing. I was like, yo, maybe I could sell these. And now actually the Scottie Pippen turned into a LP. I already got like 9 songs back for that. Fire, new artist I'm working
Oh.
with. I started working on the Waiting on Rappers too, so we'll see what happens with that.
Dope, dope. Has anybody contact you about the beats that you have on those tapes?
Yeah, but they didn't want to pay for them. So,
Ah,
but like but some of them, we made something work out for sure,
okay,
or they'll be on my projects for sure.
that's dope. Now, the Cleaver, you work with an artist that I've listened to for quite some time now, and he's also from Long Island. That's John Jiggs.
Oh snap! Yeah. Yeah. Jigs is the man, yo. He's putting on for Long Island. He's out there grinding heavy. Um, I reached out to him, and we just linked up and we did the damn thing. That was probably one of my first, like, I mean, I had done songs with wrestlers before, but this was like going towards my solo thing. So it was definitely good to link with John Jiggs. Super proud of him doing for what he does for Long Island. And shout out to the Monopoly family. And hopefully we get to link up again and do something else in the future.
Yeah, I definitely want
Not
to
the
hear.
one, yeah, not the one. That was the joint.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely would like to hear the two of you
That's
do
dope,
some
man.
more
So
work
yeah,
together.
yeah. You definitely in tune with it, man. Yeah, Jake's been busy in the underground for a minute.
hmm
Shout out Huntington and Riverhead too.
You have other features that are also notable, mainly starting with Underground Crown. You had
Yeah,
Shay Noah and Afro on there.
yeah. I wanted to get some heavy hitters with me on this track on this album to show that I could stand there too. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. I reached out to Shay Noor. I'm glad I caught her before she took off with what's the one with Apollo Brown that she did. So we linked up right before that, and then she took off. And not to say that she wasn't buzzing already. And Afro, I just heard him on that beat, man, on the Tyson Fury beat. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, yo, he would go great on this. So I reached out to him. How I always do with a feature, I don't know, it's something, John Jiggs told me not to do that, but I just can't help myself. Like I gotta go first. I gotta set the tone. Like I gotta set it off. That's like with him. But he was
Oh
like,
yeah,
being smart business wise, he's like, you kind of want to let them go first, or put them on last, so they have to sit through my verse or whatever the case is. But I'm like, nah, I do it because I like to set it off. So I sent both of them the tracks. I crafted them, and when I works up on something, I gotta hear them on it. So I put on like my Dr. Dre hat, in that zone, like being a maestro and just hearing it. So I heard Shay Noor on that beat. I went around for the beats that I could hear her on, heard her on that. I made the hook, wrote the verse, sent it over to her. She sent it back. And same thing with Afro. I sent it over to him. He killed that shit. And it was an honor, to rock with them.
dope.
And got paused.
Think so. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Can everybody hear?
Yep.
So maybe for future projects, I'll be looking for some other heavy hitters that I can bring on with me. You know, craft something around them.
Yeah, I'm to be able to have them on there and do your thing like that is dope, man. You know,
Very.
and you're opening up your audience as well too.
Hell yeah. And what I love too, it wasn't like, you know, there'll be some artists that are probably, you know, a little bit below them with a little less buzz, and you know, their asking price and this and that and the way they carry themselves. Like, yo, Afro and Shano were really down to earth, and they weren't, you know,
That's dope.
they weren't assholes about it or try and hit me in the head with it, you know. Might have to ask you about Summer '98. You know, Sharper Blade was a process, but that Summer '98, man,
That's
the
it.
instrumentation, everything, the
That's
bass on it. Love that shit.
Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you. You definitely did your thing for sure. I'm glad you didn't send it either. I'm glad you waited. And I got it like right, because I'm still bumping that heavy.
Yeah, man. I'm glad, bro. Like, you know, I had it for a while too, but I try not to listen to it so much. You know, when I have it, like I want to complete it and then ship it off. Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
The stuff that we're looking towards now is looking good too, man.
You
For
like
real.
that one I sent today?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I like the bass line on that.
Yeah, I think that was on my end. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
Where'd you get that? That's like it has like a video game feel to it. So.
I can't reveal everything.
All right.
There's a actually there's a couple there's like 2 sounds in there that are like after 8 bars that I think I gotta turn up because I feel like after you guys record we'll probably be able to hear. I didn't really know how loud they'd be like on a Bluetooth, like the surround sound part. So we might have to tweak that.
We'll touch everything up after, you know.
Yeah, my bad.
So the Cleaver, we
Yes, sir.
based on your what's in your background, I see you collect more than just cassettes.
Yeah, I got a little random stuff, action figures and stuff like that. You know, that's what I do, man. You know, little things. You know, I got the pops, figures, whatever. You know, I just got this sound wave.
Oh.
You know, just little random stuff like that. You know, DVDs or whatever. You know, any events that I went to. I got this stuff. It's from Exotic Snacks in Long Island. It was 25th anniversary bag of chips of Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? So I brought it here. I ain't gonna eat the shit, but it's here. You know, I went to like some 30th anniversary of RoboCop thing, whatever. So I just collect random stuff. I got some boxing gloves from some bare knuckle thing. I went upstate to check out. You know, it was like a bare knuckle Hall of Fame with like bare knuckle fighters from like the 1800s, and now the sport's coming back. So it's just random stuff, man. So I like, you know, even my kids know, so they give me little figures too. I keep adding on.
That's dope. I spotted that Silver Surfer.
Yeah, my daughter got me that for my birthday, you know. But they be trying to hit you in the head, like the figures don't even bend their elbows, and it's like, you know, $15 and shit. Their knees don't bend. But yeah, I just, you know, have little stuff like that, you know, occupies my time.
Mm-hmm. We all need that, you know, that little bit of enjoyment like that.
Yeah, man, you know, because you know, one day all this is gonna move to my man cave that I'm working on, so that's where I might get, you know, more stuff. So I need
And
that
then
frog
and then
poster.
what was that? You need the what?
Skip the Kid has the frog poster in the back there. I know
Oh yeah,
his
yeah.
daughter painted that.
Yeah,
So
first cover.
that's an art right there.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Forever. I love that.
And in that
Uh,
man cave, you're gonna be watching some sports as well.
yeah, we'll see what happens. If I have the time to sit down and hopefully enjoy it, I damn sure will.
So Skip, how you feeling about the Mets this year?
I
The way
feel
they've been
good.
running.
I feel good. Lately, I haven't been watching because I've been working more, but I'm
Hmm.
excited. I don't want to get my hopes too high because it's the Mets.
I
But
got
I
you.
also
Yeah.
like the Jets, and so I'm used to liking a bunch of losers that break my heart all the time. So,
I'm a lifelong Knicks
well,
fan.
yeah, it's rough,
Yeah,
it's rough out there for some. But yeah,
man.
I'm definitely excited
Yeah.
for sure. The pitching's so strong. That's what I'm
Yeah.
excited
That's
about.
what's
And in the
really. Yeah.
playoffs, I mean, that could really change the game, the whole series. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Semi quietly confident, I guess.
So, now,
What was your favorite songs on off of Jules Infinite?
Ooh, good question for him.
definitely the intro and
One of mine, yep.
uh, Sharper Blade.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are definitely my two standouts. But
Thanks.
the more I listen to the project, Clarity
Yeah, I
has
love
been
that.
slowly creeping up there.
Dope, man.
He
Dope,
made
man.
that. He made that song. That
It,
song's
it,
all hit. Like when I got
uh,
when I got the project back, that was like probably one of my favorite songs that I ever got back. I maybe didn't tell him that, but the more I listen, like it's so far. Like, and I think it's the way he did it. That's him. Like the beat's all right for real,
Mm.
but like I
and, and,
think he
and
did
even
it. I think he killed that.
appreciate it, man. Even that has like its own little story, man. That's attached to the universe. It's like, Skip had sent me that beat in a beat pack, and I guess he heard me on it or whatever the case is, and that was literally like one of the first beats that I picked. And then he sends me a message. He's like, "Yo, man, my bad. Somebody else picked that beat.
Mm.
he had to take it away from me." And then,
Yo,
like November of last year, close to November, December, he's like, "Yo, early Christmas gift." He's like, "They're not gonna use it," so he sent it back to me, man. So the shit came back full circle to me, and I just created what I did on it, and the shit
thank
came out
God.
hard.
It's meant to happen, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was meant to happen exactly. For me personally, it's
Hey,
like a five mic song. For me personally, on my level, like
I love it.
the way that it came to me, everything, the lyrics, everything.
Dope.
Everything has like a little thing, even on Sharper
Hell yeah.
Blade. On Sharper Blade, it's like I talk some introspective life shit on there because I always represent life. People always talking death and shit on records, but I'm representing life. And
Love that.
I was spitting that on there, but I was also calling out MCs to challenge themselves to take this game to the next level. Instead of the same old we've been hearing. It's like when something's a trend, somebody falls on that wave and they go on it. And you
Hmm.
know
Yeah.
everything's even still like Little Rock Marcianos and Little Griseldas out here.
Hmm.
They tune into that sound and that's what they stick into. So I was just me like challenging them to take it to the next level, take themselves to the next level, take the game to the next level.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, question for both of you: is there a particular track that stands out, and is there any type of personal reason for it to stand out?
Can I go first? I think he just said it perfectly. I like clarity. Uh, it hit me too. Like I don't know. And when he gave it to me, it was just like perfect, like timing wise, and like everything we were working up to and talking about, and hearing the outro. Like I just love that the way everything came about. I really do, and I love
Hmm.
the intro and the way he shout out Liv. That definitely touched my heart. Like yo, that made me smile ear to ear. I still get goosebumps. I love that.
Dope, man.
I told her, like, she's too bougie, and she thinks she's 11. She thinks she's 17. She's too bougie now, so she didn't make a big deal about it. But I was like, yo, this is so dope. I'm like, you don't understand. She's like, yeah. And then she go back to the iPhone.
You're
So,
immortalized on a record, yeah.
but it was great. Thank you. I appreciate that. So definitely those two for me.
Dope, man. To me, it's gonna be Summer '98 and Clarity. Summer '98 because it's just all facts, all real stories, shit that I went through, and just me talking about that little era there. As brief as it was, it still made it expand. Like that's something that I try and do. I constantly say it is give the listeners an experience. Even though this was an EP, I'm pretty sure plenty of people can vouch for it. That it's like, yo, this shit is like a project. It can go toe to toe with some projects.
That's
Like
true.
it's that experience.
Feels like it's full. I think.
Yeah. So much,
Like
so many elements and different styles, and it's like, man, like that's the whole thing. You want to reel them in. They want to hear more. They'll hear it again. That's my shit, replay value. So definitely Summer '98 and Clarity, the just the meaning of the song, just to have that vision, and just the way that it came back to me. I didn't even think that was gonna be on the record, but at the end it was. So
yeah, the key things that I feel that gives a project replay value is the substance with the relatability, and and then the producer being able to put it all together with the lyrics to not just catch your ear with a particular sound, but when those lyrics that are being spit just coincide perfectly with the production and the way the two of you work together. That's the way, that's what makes me want to hear it more. That's why I was saying, like, after playing the project, Clarity, like I said, Clarity slowly crept up because every time it came back to that track, I'd hear a little more that I enjoyed from it.
Dope. Yeah, and then you catch things. I'm not the most lyrical, but I try and do something to have the people thinking or go back or what was the meaning behind this or whatever the case is, and and Clarity's a banger. Yeah, Jules Infinite, man, and Clarity's a banger too. When you play and play it in the system in the car, it's like it's a knocker, man, for real. Even I try and do it. I try and give it a variety, man. That's what I did with Grace. It's like I try and take it back to the older days. I mean, early mid '90s. When they would drop, like, you had to drop something like a commercial type single, but I kept it like in that Mob Deep realm, but it was still gritty and grimy. Saloon Shooters was just I kept hearing the beat. And I was like, yo, it's got to be like, the underground is the Wild West. So, I had to get some heavy hitters with me. That's when I hit up Know It All.
We didn't even talk about that record. That record's fire too. I didn't even cut you off.
Go ahead.
I'm getting hype. We didn't even talk. That's why a lot of people's favorites. So we didn't even talk about it, right? I mean,
yeah. The public is definitely leaning towards it, man. The when it first dropped, that's like what everybody went to. It was either that one or Summer '98, but they're all gems, man. In total, like every song is solid. Every song has its own its own dynamic to it,
a feel to it.
Yep. Hell yeah! So I'm grateful. Skip gave me the backdrop for that.
I appreciate what you did.
And like I was saying in the intro, the features that you have on there, they feel like the extended family.
Basically is, even though I haven't met anyone in the physical, but it's music that's connected us, and they're dope artists in their own right. So I was grateful to have them on the project, and to build with them.
He set that up too, because remember, I didn't hear anything, and I know he said he was going to get some people, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
I remember hitting up Know It All. I was like, yo, but don't let Skip know. Like it was gonna be like all surprise. Even Jules Clay too. I was like, yo, don't say nothing to Skip that you're gonna be on my project.
I'm like, how you got? And I was working with both of them at the time. Like, how you not gonna tell me? Like, crazy.
Yeah, Skip's produced for all of us, so that's kind of intertwining too, you
Mhm.
know. So
Yep.
you know, yeah, definitely just pushing the product.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of leaning into in the intro too. You know how everything intertwined with the other artists.
Yeah.
And then Music Save Me Part 2 is coming out next month.
Yeah. Very excited about that. Very excited. Probably made the people wait a little bit, but it's worth it. I think 15 tracks. He announced it today. It's up for pre-save. I'm really excited about it. I hope everybody likes it. I think they will. I think the first one.
I'm sure they will. Definitely.
I gotta thank Know It All for the first one too, because he took a chance on me. I mean, Jules was the first one, and the Cleaver. You know, we talked and we set everything up, but Know It All definitely took some beats that other people weren't taking at the time. That I think is like some shit that I just do and other people don't. And like I think he put a little bit of a stamp on it, and like a lot of other people reached out, and now a lot of those beats that I like doing more, people are flowing on. So I got to shout out Know It All and let them know I appreciate that. But yeah, Music Save Me 2 coming, 15 tracks, October 14th on all DSPs.
Is that your biggest like a full LP? Like I think everything else is on like 10 joints, right?
Yeah. I always push Jules to do like triple albums and shit, but he always hates on it. So now he wants to do it. Now that we're building a little bit up, he wants to do more. But yeah, it probably is, I guess. I think trying to think. Well, the Buffalo tape was like shit, he gonna kill me if I get it wrong, like 8 to 10, something like that. Yeah, I don't think I went over 10 yet. So yeah. And
So
when
you
Know It All
guys
told
got
me,
like go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
You guys got like 4 or 5 projects, right? Buffalo tape.
Yeah. Skip
You
Chronicles.
did,
Mhm.
he did that one.
Jules and Vincent.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And can't skip the kid. We got a lot of work. Yo, we got joints and Tuck, like joints, EPs. He got that project in December. I fully did. That's a banger.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited. Yeah. We got a lot.
What's that,
We
like
got a
10
lot.
joints?
Huh? No,
That's
that's
like
that
10
Ali
joints?
joint. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited about the third, fourth quarter. I got
So
a couple other things. I got a morning run project too. I didn't mean to keep going, but me and morning run about
keep
to
going.
drop too, late October, early November, probably too. And I got another surprise, probably around Thanksgiving. I hope. I don't really want to say who, but if it works out, people will be excited. People will be happy. We worked together before.
So
Thanks for letting me do that too. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on too, yeah.
What about what was it? You Just Don't Understand.
That was my first one. That meant a lot to me. Still does. I dropped it on my birthday. Yeah, that meant a lot because I actually, after Skip Chronicles and right around that, I started putting it out. I think I tweeted out like, who would mess with me if I drop an album like a comp, and like I got a lot of love and a lot of people helped me to push that and to reach out to certain artists. So I appreciate everybody. They know who they are. And yeah, that was big for me. I got a lot of big names. I got Def Soldier on there twice. Backwoods on there, so that might have been the first time everybody heard Backward Sweetie. Jules is on there a few times. Madam Cleaver didn't make it still, but we'll get him on. He already on the next one. But yeah, I love that project. I always will. And the cover is my parents who've passed, so that means a
I
lot.
was gonna ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, that means a lot to me. I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
And I have to give a shout out to Black Chidori because he is the one that put me on to the likes of Know It All, King
Dope.
James,
Dope.
Patty Honcho, Numbs,
Dope.
and then just
King James is
exploded
dope.
from there.
List keeps going. There's a lot of dope
Yeah.
artists right now, and
Yeah.
we're all in the same
that-
community.
Yeah, it's in that realm, you know. Like I
Yeah.
said, like
Mhm.
And
I
you know
feel
what?
like-
I want to say something too. The best thing about it, I like, everybody's so different, but everybody's so dope. Everybody's so ill. Everybody's got their own little things that make them, and I think that's gonna go a long way for everybody. I really do. I'm really excited for the next like couple years. And when I put out Skip Chronicles, I did not think any of this would happen or any of this was even possible. So I'm really excited and grateful for everybody that messaged me.
Dope.
Dope times ahead.
Yeah, y'all, the two of you are definitely, on that right path.
Thank you.
What's more
Thank
more
you.
to come now? I'm looking forward to hearing.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
And for those that are not familiar, that are tuning in, they got plenty of work for you to check that we've been speaking on.
Yep,
I hope
yep.
so, man. Everybody got to catch up.
Definitely.
Question I like to ask, and the Cleaver, you kind of spoke on it, a little bit, but who are some people in hip hop that you would like to work with? Actually, let's go a little expand on it. Any genre, who would you like to work with?
Any genre, man, I can't really. I don't know. I would love to do something like a performance with like a live band. That would be dope, you know.
That'd be fire.
That would be. Yeah, I already locked in with somebody. I might do an acoustic version of Right Rhymes, off the Underground Crown. So they're gonna do the acoustic guitar, and I'm just gonna, do the song.
It's fire.
Right now, yeah, man. That would be like that would be like great, like one of the goals. I don't know, man. Off the top, I can't really think of anybody right now. I'm kind of satisfied with everybody that I know in the circle that I mess with. They're just so talented,
Thanks.
that I can just reach out to them and get something going there. I can't come off top with anybody, that's big name or whatever,
Mhm.
Maybe Ty Farris. I would want to trade some bars with him,
Fire.
on
That'd be
a
dope.
That's dope. Yeah, that would be dope.
So that's somebody that I've been looking at, maybe Ty Farris.
He's mad underrated.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe everybody that I mentioned before, Pounds. Maybe we can get something in. It's just that sound, that gritty, that New York. And like I said, the everybody that I'm already in contact with is just so talented. So maybe you get another go round with Know It All or Echo and stuff like that. We definitely got something in the works. Me, Skip, and Jules. We're gonna try and do a collaborative project. For
We're not gonna try. We're doing it. We're not trying.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna do a collaborative project for 2023. So hopefully that'll be good to go for the first quarter on that.
Okay. That was a little exclusive. I like that. I'm gonna hold you. We gotta hold them to it now.
Yeah, I jumped the gun, maybe.
I like it.
Put some pressure on myself.
Hell yeah.
But that's it. Other than that, man, stuff that I got in the works is, this year was the year of the EP for me. So I got 2 more EPs in the works. I got one produced by Furious Styles. It's gonna be part of his Basement series that he's had going on this year. Also got shout out Furious Styles.
For real.
I also
killing shit right now.
Nums, but Nums is gonna be handling the production tip on an EP that I got. I'm aiming for the end of this year. 4 tracks. He did all the beats and stuff like that. Also got a feature for Jay Hershey. He's a producer from Long Island.
For real?
So,
dope.
Yeah. He asked me to be on his album, send me a beat. So I'm gonna be sending that over to him soon. We also got a group that I made with Space Case and Restless Minds. So it's Restless on the beats. It's called Remedy. So that should be coming out soon. It's gonna be like 12 tracks. You know, that's my brother, Restless, man. Shout out Restless. He's from the Netherlands, hip hop head, and they love hip hop in Europe. You know, it's a different vibe. So he's dying. He wants me to go out there so bad to perform. And so I'm just grateful to have him in my corner again. You know, like I said, and you know, just to be building with these incredible people. You know, Skip is one of them that, you know, we're just going to continue going. For 2023, I'm looking at to drop a LP with Jay Furman. So,
he's nice. He's
nice. Yeah. Shout out to him. We're gonna probably
he underrated too.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do like two parts to our project because we're looking at like a double album, but it's not working in this era. So we're gonna just break it up in two parts. And then maybe release the physical as one.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
I gotta say something real quick about Jay Furman. He did his thing with MC8, and he fooled a lot of people in thinking it was Premier.
Yeah. You talk about Jay Furman from Minneapolis? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was nice. I'm grateful to be working with him too.
Yeah. Dope talent.
Underrated.
Yep. You know, I always appreciate, you know, talent no matter what scale or level they're at. You know, if they're fairly unheard of or if they're brand new, it comes down to the music that they present or the music that you present.
Yeah.
Because a name is just a name, but, you know, people still had to work their way to get to that point of, oh, I know who this person is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's why I got to shout out. Appreciate it, man. So I got to shout out everybody that's supporting overseas, man. I got to give a shout out to my boy JB. He's in Australia, man. He's a heavy supporter. You know, he's copped like almost every CD, even going back to like the Straight Jacket EP and like little stuff like that. You know,
nice.
There were like people that lifted me up. You know, E-Knowledge, now DJ Rust Bucket. That's what he's going by now. You know, he did a little work on. He does, you know, just straight cuts. He did a few cuts on Furious Styles' latest release. So shout out to him too, man. They've been big supporters, you know, from the gate.
And you mentioned Numbs and Furious Styles.
Yeah.
If they're not listening or if they're going to check later on, thank you. I got the CD.
Dope.
Okay, yeah, shout out. That was a heavy project too.
Oh.
Yeah. All of y'all, you know, it's dope when you have so much talent in a core group like this. And then y'all continuously, you know, making dope music. You're not always on every single project, but you have still bits and pieces of y'all on this EP, this album, this track, posse track here. You know, it's dope to, you know, to be working like that. And it also shows the work ethic that y'all have.
Yeah, definitely.
Some probably more than me because, you know, I'm laid back. I like to, you know, really take my time with stuff, but it's good. It's like I can't call it like a group because we're not really tied to each other like that, but it's like intertwined still. It's like it's our little section, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little section in the record store. So shout out to everybody, man. They're all talented, man. For real.
Yep. I'm ready to work. Let's go. It's fun for me. I don't know. Everybody, you know, it's like a relief. I don't know. It's more than a hobby. It's, you know, it's like life. It's life really now. Like, you know, I come home, I look forward to making beats if I'm not too tired from work. But yeah.
For the Cleaver, looking back on your music from the past and to what it is now, and you have a family, how do you see things, you know, differently in how your music is?
It's definitely grown, man. You can hear the progress and all that. Like, I could go back to my older stuff and be like, yo, that was an angry dude, You know, just that's all I could say. Definitely, more, since you get a family, you see the worth in somebody else's life, as you're raising a life and just stuff like that, man. Makes you like change your stuff up a little bit, and that's why I say I represent life. That's the route that I go. Maybe before it was more dark.
Older and wiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the badge right here.
Yeah, people be saying I'm old and they make fun of me all the time on Twitter, but yeah, be learning a lot throughout, be helping you out.
Yeah.
So you get certain places you want to be in life. Not
so
just.
I tell my son. That's what I tell my son. Is like that's what I tell my son. Like, this is like the process of forever learning. The never-ending process of learning. I mean,
Facts every day.
So you could be like 70,
day.
80, and you're still gonna learn something.
Learn, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Question for both of you. You already mentioned projects that are coming out that the two of y'all are working on individually and collectively. When it comes to Jules Infinite, what do you want the people listening to get from it?
For me personally, it's a personal achievement of a foundation that I built with Skip. This relationship here. Probably maybe we'll make it together. You never know. And overall, I just want people to enjoy it, man. To get that feel. I want them to love it. And I want it to be like another jewel in the crown of hip hop.
Yeah, I think it's a really dope project. That he really put his stamp on. I think he's getting better every project. But this one is just different. I think people really, if you sat down with this, like he said before, it feels different. It's not just the EP. It's full. It feels like more of a meal than an appetizer. Maybe just because the tracks itself, with the instrumentals and the lyrics are just like heavy, I guess to say in one way. But and he's got jewels all throughout, and he says he doesn't have bars, but he got bars, and he could rap, and he got dope hooks, and he got cadence. Like, he's a dope artist. Like, don't sleep on him. Like, people got to stop right now. Like, they probably should show him more respect, to be honest, if we're gonna be real about it. But
I mean, appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. This
I do feel underrated sometimes. I feel under the radar, but it's like
me too.
I take that music like how it's been in life, I always had to fight for mine. So
hell yeah.
Here I am standing in the ring, and I'm glad to hear that because, like I said, 2020, I was ready to be like, man, but like I mentioned before in another interview, I'm making some of my best stuff now. So I'm glad I didn't hang it up. I still got more to express inside. So
we're looking forward to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, some people might think when they see EP that there's not much to it, but it comes down to the substance.
Correct.
Just gonna be straight rapping.
Y'all got the meat and potatoes with this. So like Skip was saying, it feels like an album. I mean,
yeah. Thank you.
Just go and listen to it.
Thank you.
You need to, especially if they're saying they're a hip hop head, they need to listen to this and then dig back into Underground Crown. Even Super Cleaver, I dropped March. It was a 4-song EP with DJ Super Dave. He's from Brentwood too. I was grateful to lock in when there you go. That shit got some shit on it too, man. And it has its little theme too, the Super Cleaver in the beginning. I even included like Mario sounds, like hear him going down the pipe. That's me going into the underground, and when you hear Bowser's flame, that's me spitting flames. And when the tree's going up at the end of Scary Hours, it's like when Mario was going up to the clouds to get all the coins, but that's like when Celebrate drops. So it's like there's a little element to it. Always try and add like a little substance to the whole. Anything.
And And how dope is that for him as an artist? Look at all his projects and how different they are, but how dope they are individually. I mean, that shows a lot about, and that says a lot about him. It really does. I like that project a lot. Yeah, I think I told you that before. That's one of my favorites.
Appreciate it.
That's dope, man. Yeah. Diverse music, like Skip was just saying. No project sounds the same.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to provide concepts, not just for the project, but for the songs. You're able to spit bars, even though you're humbling yourself with that.
Yeah,
I gotta be. Appreciate it.
And just overall, knowing how to construct a song, which a lot of people right now can't do that.
It took me a long time. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest, like I still don't even count 16s. I just go with the beat, and then I'm like, all right, so this is where a hook will go in. You know what I'm saying? Or if they constructed it in that manner, I'll stop when the hook comes in, and then I'll create on that, or maybe I'll create the hook first, and then I'll build my lyrics around it. So yeah, some people, I don't know, they got to open up their mind more, but it is what it is. People are gonna like what they're gonna like, so I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, But I said in something, I remember in some post when it first dropped, I was like, maybe I didn't sell enough bricks or have enough shooters with me, that they didn't give it a chance.
I appreciate the Cleaver and Skip the Kid, taking the time to speak about life, music, sports, and just overall dope music.
Thank you, man. It was an honor.
Thanks for having me. Really,
it was a beautiful convo.
Grateful. Thank
Definitely.
you. Appreciate it.
The floor is yours to give you shout outs and let everyone know where they can go support Jules Infinite, as well as the other projects that are out right now.
Go ahead, Skip.
Yeah. So Jules Infinite, you could get either on my link tree or his, on Twitter or Instagram, I would assume. I got Music Sammy 2 and Know It All on October 14th. It's gonna drop before that on Bandcamp, but we're gonna save that date. I got a project coming with Morning Run at the end of October, early November. Then that surprise around Thanksgiving, and then finished off the year with the Jules Clay project that's already done. There might be a few things in there you might see a little skip tape, beat tape, but before the year's out too.
Dope. Well, everybody can just find me on Twitter is where I'm mostly at. Twitter DA_Cleaver CLEAVER. Also on Instagram, the Cleaver 631 DA_CLEAVER 631. I got my project with Furious Styles coming out soon. I got something with Numbs lined up for the end of the year. He's on the beats. Next year is looking heavy too. I just gotta, I'm planting the seeds now. So, my vision's always big, but it's all about executing it. Everybody can check out my Bandcamp. I got music there going back to 2012, 2014 project that I did. So, and I got all the physicals on there too. But there's CDs and cassettes of Jules Infinite out right now. Hopefully, for all the physical collectors out there, you can either hit me or Skip. You can DM us, get it from us directly, or you can support through Bandcamp also. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I did something on that. It's like on the first side is the whole project. On the second side is the instrumentals, how they were used on the project, and then at the very end is the bonus track, Bane Bane.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. That's my first physical I ever got, so I appreciate that too. I gotta shout you out for that. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot, more than you'll ever know, or I'll be able to thank you. But I gotta frame that for sure.
Those are like trophies, man, for real.
Yeah, definitely the first one, right? Yeah.
Facts. Yep. Thank you.
Dope, man. On behalf of our HHDG media crew, I'm gonna say peace.
Salute.
Peace.